Hey, so I just had a thought. So I've been buying these disposable vaporizers, these disposable e-cigs, and because I used to use a, what do you call it? I used to use like a refillable vaporizer, but I kind of got lazy and I started buying the fuses for a while, and then I stopped buying them because it's just those little small vaporizers like the fuses and the Juuls, like, let's be honest, they taste like crap. The taste is horrible. So I tried out all these like new disposable vaporizers, right? Like this one here, like the Raz, and Geek Bar, and there's a whole bunch of other ones, but a lot of the big ones right now I think are like Geek Bar, the Geek Bar, Pulse X, and the Raz. This new Raz, this is the first time I'm trying the Raz. But no, I had a thought that these things are getting pimped out. Like, they have screens on them. They've got rechargeable batteries. Now I need to look and see if it's a lithium battery or if they're putting like alkaline. I mean, it's rechargeable, so I'm assuming it's a lithium battery that they're putting in there. And so these things are pimped out, dude, and they're disposable because you can't refill them. So I mean, what, you're paying $20 for like the cheaper ones that have like 9,000 or 10,000 hits, which is a lie. You're not actually getting 9,000 hits. $25 for a 25,000 hitter, which is not actually like it's not a 25,000 hitter, but whatever. That's just the metric you go by, right? You're paying $25. You're getting a disposable vaporizer that's rechargeable, has a rechargeable battery, has a screen on it with all flashing lights and shit. It's got adjustable modes. That these new ones have these adjustable power modes and stuff. Like not only can you adjust the airflow, because that's kind of been around for a while. Now they have the actual adjustable wattage. You can adjust the wattage of the coil. And I thought to myself, when people are buying, think about how many people are buying these things, because I know they're huge right now. And I've probably bought like one every 2 weeks for the past like 6 months maybe. And think about how many people are buying these things. They're just rolling through them, and once they're empty, they're done. They're useless. I mean, unless somebody has figured out a way to crack them open and refill the tanks or whatever. I don't even know, but people are gonna buy these things up, they're gonna use them, and then they go in the trash. And think about how many of those things are getting thrown away and going into the landfills, because I'm not sure if you can even recycle them. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't just throw them into your like household recycle bin, right? To recycle them properly, you'd have to actually bring it to one of those like specialized recycling centers where they have a section specifically for electronics, things with lithium batteries, or if you're not, or maybe not even to recycle it, maybe just to dispose of it. You know, they have to dispose of it specifically in a way structured for things with lithium batteries, things with screens, things with computer boards, microchips, whatever. Because these vapes have all that shit packed in there. Think about how many thousands and hundreds and thousands, maybe even millions of these vaporizers are going into the freaking garbage. Because let's be real. What person that's buying a vape is going to take the time to go collect them all and then go bring them to a specialized recycling center or specialized disposal center? No, they're just going to throw them in the trash. Think about all that lithium, all those batteries, all those screens and computer boards and leftover vape juice that's getting just dumped into the landfills or thrown into the woods or thrown on the side of the road if the person's throwing it out of their car or something, or just littering it. That's a lot. Because I mean, there already is a problem with people just throwing away their old electronics. But think about that. You may buy like a phone or a tablet or something, or a computer, and you may use it for like 5 years, 6 years, or whatever, and then you throw it away. Or it'll just kind of sit somewhere in a drawer in your house, right? But that's like, I mean, it's already a bad thing, but it's like one device every couple of years, or a handful of devices per person every couple of years. But with these things, it's like one every 2 weeks is getting thrown in the garbage per person that's vaping. That's a ton of toxic waste. Now, I'm not like a environmentalist person. I'm not like a I'm not like a anti-gasoline motor guy. Like I'm definitely not. But if you think about that, all those vaporizers with all those batteries and all those boards, the computer boards and the screens, that is a ton of waste. That is a shitload of waste. So that might be a problem. And so what I think should happen, I don't know if it's cost effective, if it would be too expensive to do, but the vape companies that are building these things, they should offer a program where you have an incentive to turn in the vaporizer. Now, obviously, shipping it to the company would probably be a pain, because you're going to be paying at least $4, probably USPS first class. It's a pretty small item, it's lightweight, but you're going to pay like $4, probably $4.50 to ship it back to the company. But I wonder what they could do is maybe they can start a program with all the stores. Think about like all the head shops, all the smoke shops, all the vape shops. Start a program where you could turn in the vaporizer when you go back to the vape store to get another one. And they basically just make like a collection box. Now, I guess you would have to decide whether or not to offer cash back or maybe like a rewards program. So maybe you sign up for a rewards program with the company that makes that vaporizer. I don't know, something like that. And have it to where if the customer comes back and they turn in a bunch of their used up disposable vaporizers, they get some sort of credits. Maybe it's like 50 cents, 25 cents, like whatever you want to do. I mean, times even like 50 cents times 20 vapes, you're going to get $10 back, and just make it like some sort of credit, like store credit or credit with that company that you can use to buy towards your future vaporizers, right? And then what they could do is maybe they could just like collect all of them, maybe stash up like 50 or 100 or several hundred at a time, like the store itself, the vape store. Wait till they have a ton of them, and then throw them all in a box, pack them tight with exact dimensions, get the cost of the shipping per unit down as much as possible, right? Because that's what you could do with like UPS or FedEx. Slam them all together in a big bulk box, pack them all together, get the cost of the shipping down, then ship it back to the company, or if the company maybe outsources the recycling, maybe they have a deal with an electronics recycling company where it gets tagged with that vaporizer's company name. It goes to electronics recycler. They take it all out and they just kind of like do what they do. They either recycle the batteries and the screens and the boards, or maybe they dispose of whatever they want to do with it. And then they credit the vaporizer company with some sort of credit back for, recycling all those vaporizers. I don't know. I'd have to crunch numbers on that. I'd have to think and talk to some people about like how legitimate that might be. But I feel like you could mess with it and tweak that idea in a way that actually might be useful. Even if it doesn't like let's say it doesn't even make money. Let's say the vaporizer company doesn't even like get money back from recycling these things. Even if it just was like a break-even venture right? Let's say the cost of shipping and but the money that they get back from recycling the electronics or whatever they decide to do with it, or even if it's in the negative, but if let's say they document all this and they submit something to the government, like a certificate that says, hey, we are participating in this electronics recycling program. We have recycled 1 million vaporizers this year, or 1 million vaporizers in 6 months. And then maybe there's some sort of program where they get like some kickback, or they get a tax break on their yearly taxes for participating in the recycling program based on the number of units that they recycled. Then it might become cost effective. A tax break would actually be a pretty good idea. Because then it becomes cost effective, right? Because you may end up saving a couple percent maybe on your taxes, or 1%, 2% on profits. So think about how many electronics manufacturers, not even just vaporizers, small electronics manufacturers could like come up with a program like that. I think it's an interesting idea to look into. I bet you people have probably already looked into it, so maybe I'm just kind of like stupidly thinking of it. Maybe it's just not viable. Maybe it's just like it's a loss. Maybe it would be a monetary loss that's just not even worth doing. But it's an interesting idea, and I might look into it. Maybe talk to people who are familiar with electronics recycling. What are the costs involved? Is there any incentive? Is there a tax break incentive? Is there a direct monetary incentive? Do you get money back? Will the recycling companies actually give you money for recycling these things? Who knows? But it's something to look into, and it's something that would be cool to do. So, yeah, just a quick thought. See ya.